Alright, hey, how's it going there, YouTube? Thanks for clicking on the video. Make sure you like, subscribe to the channel to follow along. Get some more work done on the 450 Hybrid tonight. So the plan for this video is get rid of the temporary exhaust mount and get a finished permanent welded on mount here. Then the other thing is finally getting the lower engine mount done and welded on. We got it clearanced and everything welded in. Now we just got to make an engine mount for there. So stick with us, and we're about to get these couple things done tonight, so follow along. I made spacers that fit out of aluminum. They'll look better after bead blast, I promise. So, here's the plan. We got the square tubing that is going to match the tubing on the subframe. And I've got this plate marked out here. This will get welded across here, and I've already used a little protractor here and kind of designed this plate be all symmetrical and everything. So it's going to get cut out here to follow this. Holes drilled. The exhaust takes these little rubber bushings here, so those will get sunk in here, and then this whole thing will get welded on, and then it'll get braced up here. So first thing we got to do is let's get this cut out. Alright, so we don't really have a good way to cut any radiuses here. We're just working in the garage. So we've just used a metal bit on the jigsaw before, a little bit of cutting oil. So I'm going to cut it big in case we have to grind, but let's just see what happens here. As you can see, it's working. It's kind of slow, but it's working. Alright. Before it takes all my lines off, I'm just going to use my my little scribe here and make them a little more permanent. There we go. Not the prettiest, and I got some trimming to do, but better than grinding all that off. Getting closer. Alright, so brackets all done, chamfered. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm going to try to get the bushings in now, make sure that it fits. There we go. So once it's bolted in, that'll sandwich down, and it's tight in there right now. So I'll take this back out, and that's basically gonna go right here and get welded to our other bar. So I'll weld it to the bar, and then we'll weld the whole bar in here. So let's get that going. All right, so before I started cleaning up the aluminum, I scribed lineup marks all along here, so so I could get it all clamped down. So now I'm going to start welding all this back together. Okay, I I'm not a professional welder and aluminum's a pain in the ass, but it's welded. I could go back over that and smooth it out, but I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna wire brush this side and give it like a nice little weld across that middle there too, and wrap this corner just a little bit. But I gotta clean it up first. Handle where they both sit next to each other. All right, so here we go. We got it bolted on, test fit. I wanted to make sure that everything lines up good. We still got clearance. To clear the tube, we had to drop it like a ½ inch, or no, it was actually 3/8. So it's a little lower than we had it sitting before with that test bracket. But everything clears right now. This is how it's gonna sit. So now I'm gonna take all this back out, and then Crystal is gonna start cleaning up the frame so we can get to welding on it. But there's the bracket if you get close up in here. So this will get welded on all the way around, and then I'm gonna make some little gussets just to weld in here and strengthen it up, because I know this is gonna rattle a little bit. So there would be. So let's get to it. Look happy about it.
I'm happy!
All right, so we're all ready to weld this sucker in. Got it all cleaned up. Let's hope for the best now. No going back. We should put a ground on this. I look like the dumbest guy. So I'm gonna try just to walk up the backside here. All right. So here's the bracket welded in. We're not gonna gusset it right now, but we're gonna make sure that it all fits and everything. Hold on. Look good?
Looks good.
This used to have, it's just a Honda, dude. It used to have side exhaust.
Yeah, that's sick.
All right, so I call this mount done. Next step will be the lower engine mount. All right, here we are a couple days later. I got a little bit done with this. The lower engine mounts they're roughed in here. If you look, I got the brackets, and underneath here, they're just tacked on. I don't know if you can see it or not. There we go. That side tacked. That side tacked. And then I made spacers that fit out of aluminum. So, those are fitted to the engine. Just tacked in. And then the next thing I'm gonna do is I've got cardboard template. So this I made and is actually gonna be bent like so. And I'll make 4 of these, and those will get welded in on each side, kind of like that, against the frame, so there's a nice radiused engine mount. But I need to take the engine back out to do that, and the problem is I gotta be super careful since these brackets are just tacked in here. I don't want to jostle the engine around and tap them and move them, because once I weld these in, it's going to be solid. So that's what I'm going to do next, is go ahead and take this engine back out. But I wanted to show you guys before I do that, and then I'll start cutting out some metal and we'll be fitting it in there and getting these all welded up final. So here we go. So these are the engine mounts, how they're sitting right now. And then we'll have those pieces of metal that are gonna curve up on each side now. So we'll have to get to grinding those out and fit, and every one of them is gonna be just a little bit different. But that's what we're gonna start working on right now. So we got some metal marked out here. Get a close up of this blade. You see its last life. Go ahead, kill it, Christy. Break that blade. Safety glasses. Oh.
We don't wear safety glasses around here, I thought.
Saw teeth down here.
Oh, Nancy.
Man. Poor blade. Safety
Better?
first. It's just like stepbrothers when they're doing science stuff. Alright, so she got them all cut out. And I just went ahead and welded them all together. Just enough to hold them so I can mark them out. And then I'm going to use the bandsaw and I'm going to cut them all at the same time. And then we'll fit each one individually. So I'm going to put these in the vise. They're still hot as hell. And then mark them out and get them all cut out real quick. Oh. So you see how I got it all marked out here? So the outside line will be where I cut it out, and then this line going across the middle there, that's the bin line where it'll fold up. So I'm gonna cut them, or I'm gonna start cutting it out. Look how nice and smooth that cuts them all out together. So now I'll reset this and take another stab at it. I got it my basic shape all cut out here. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sand this to get them all to match. You see that they're still welded together here. So I'm just gonna belt sand them all till they're perfectly matching. So then, wherever our first marked one is, so there's our one that we marked first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that, and I know there's a better way, but we're going to use the vise here to bend it. So keep in mind this is going to get welded all around too, but basically there's our piece, and this will have to get radiused in here now. And we'll get welded on basically like that. So then the next piece I'll bend the other way, and it'll go on the back side right here. Whittling on this for a bit, and this little thing, that's all we're left with. But this one I just got to fit. 3 more to go, but just so you can visualize what we got going here. This will sit right here. Let me get this sucker set up in here. Just like that. So then the reason I wanted that is because then basically we have an angle on it, so it'll add strength. And with this little scoop right here, if you run into anything, that engine mount's not gonna cut into it and dig and scrape shit up. Kind of like a little skid plate welded onto it. So it'll be like that front and back on both sides, and should be really nice and strong. So I'm gonna tack this one on and then start grinding the rest of them. All right, Christy's working on the last little gusset piece here. Show them where you're at.
Grinding that little bit off.
You got a little bit more to grind. And I've got all the other ones tacked so far. So that's basically what we're looking at. After I get these all welded up, what I'm thinking I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and go right in here in the middle, and I'm gonna drill like just a hole here for drainage and stuff for when we wash it, because otherwise that's gonna be pretty much sealed. We don't want water to sit in there. But that's basically the idea we have. And lower engine mounts almost done. So we'll wait for Christy to finish up this piece and then we'll start welding everything in. All done. Got the last piece fitted up there. So I'll pass you off to her, whatever. And then it's my turn to start welding up. Find my mittens. All right. It's all tacked. So now I'm gonna unstrap this from our stand and flip it over and weld it from the bottom first, because I'm lazy and it's easier to get to. These all welded in. It's not the prettiest. Almost looks like Christy welded it. Yeah. But I'm just gonna sand the fronts, or I guess the insides where the engine sits. Just takes powder better and everything else, once it's bead blasted, it'll all clean up and look okay. I'm not trying to take all the marks off. I just want to get it smoother for powder. All right, so ground, all good to go. The only thing I haven't done is drill the holes in the bottom, which is no big deal. I'm gonna flip it over to do that. But there's our lower engine mounts. That's the last engine mounts we're gonna do. They'll look better after bead blast, I promise. But as of now, we're done mounting the engine. The radiator and fan are shipped, so I'm hoping that's going to be our next video. But until then, like, subscribe, keep following this build, and let us know what you think. Until next time, see you later. Thanks for watching.